Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are back. We are back for season 5, episode 32 for the new season of Love After Lockup. I hope y'all started watching it with me because let me tell you something. I'm enjoying this season. I am really enjoying the season. I think they're calling this season, the name of the title of, not this season, but this episode is Runaway Fiancé. What fiancé is running away? Well, the women ain't running away. The women ain't running from danger. They're running to danger. The only one that seemed to be running away this episode was True. Hit it and quit it and got out of there real early. He hit it and quit it and got out of there real early. We're going to have to figure out what's going on with that. Where he going? Where did he go? But I guess we'll find that out next week. And the other runaway fiance, I guess you could say it's Zeruiah's man, Troy, but he ain't really running, but the parole officer is taking him. They out there on a high-speed chase with Zeruiah, her brother, and the bishop and the first lady. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Who would have thought you have a bishop and a first lady chasing after a parole officer and a convicted criminal, felon, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I think I want to retitle this episode, not the Runaway Fiancé. I think I want to retitle like my thumbnail said, a love triangles, a messy love triangles, because we got a lot of them going on. We got a lot of love triangles going on, and we already found out last week about a messy love triangle that has already happened, which was Zeruiah, how she got with Troy in the first place. If we all remember, Troy was cellmates with Zeruiah's ex-husband. So when Zeruiah saw Troy on the camera phone, she dumped her husband for Troy. That was a messy triangle, a messy situationship. And now this week, it started brewing last week, but I'm officially saying this week we got a love triangle between Hope, her man Arthur, and Arthur's mama. It's a love triangle because they fighting over this man. Hope and that mama are fighting over this man, talking about who did the most, who loves you more, or who should you be with. So we got another messy love triangle, and more than the triangle on his forehead. Y'all, what does that triangle on the forehead mean? Somebody need to tell me, is it like a gang affiliation? What is the triangle on the forehead? He gonna need to go to a tattoo removal place as soon as possible, and get that removed, because I don't know where he's gonna work where people are going to feel comfortable looking at him with a triangle on his forehead. I might, if he was a cashier at a grocery store, I wouldn't even check out in his lane. I'd be like, I don't know. Is that like some sign of the beast, some type of voodoo sign? I don't know what that is. I don't want to be in front of it. I don't want to be in front of the triangle. It might be doing something to me. I would run away from it. He'll need to get that removed. Well, unless he goes on the road with Hope and becomes a truck driver, and they can be, like I said, a tandem team, and go on the road together, get his truck driver's license, and they can live in the little cabana they got in the back. It was all fixed up and nice for the honeymoon, the post prison lockup honeymoon. That was cute, but the mama wasn't having it. We're gonna talk about that too. And then I guess the other love triangle we found out was messy Kim. Oh, she's messy, y'all. She's mad. I already said Kim don't know how to be by herself. Kim is a user. I already said that. Last week I said it. If you didn't hear me, go back and watch my video from last week. And then this week, Kim go get her nails done by her cousin Tatum. And then she all of a sudden tell her cousin Tatum that, yeah, I slept with your man back in high school. In fact, he cheated on you with me. Why she getting her nails done? She better be glad Tatum didn't throw no alcohol in her face or stab her with no cuticle remover. The little cuticle, that thing is sharp. She better be glad she didn't get stabbed by that cuticle remover or get some alcohol, acetone thrown in her face. That was messy, Kim. Kim is desperate. And then Shante in a threesome too. She in a love triangle. She may not know it. She's in a love triangle with her, True, and True sex toys. Woo! True is, I don't know, True's got to be, he went in jail when he was 17. He did 13 years, so that will make him 30 years old. But I swear, True acts like he's still 17. I don't know if True went in when he was 7 or 17, because right now he's coming out, he ain't acting like a 30-year-old man. True is still acting like a 17-year-old kid. Can you say that a criminal has some innocence to him? It's something about True that's just it's kind of endearing, but it's also kind of sad to watch. I really don't know what my feelings are about True right now. And I got to figure him out. First, I want to know where he ran away to. But yeah, Shante in a threesome with herself, True, and these sex toys, and she don't want to be in it. She's scared as hell. I told her last week to go get her some Tylenol and a heating pad to put between her legs because True gonna wear her out, and that's just what he said. I'm gonna make you hurt. I'm gonna make you hurt. I tried to warn Shante. Shante says she ain't ready. She ain't ready. We got to talk about that. And I guess the last love triangle, I'm gonna officially declare a love triangle, is the new couple we got to see this week, which was Julian. Is her name Christine? And I'm gonna say the third person in this relationship is that needle. Because I know Christine said she ain't on drugs no more, but I guess she used to be on that heroin with the needle. But y'all, is she still a tweaker? She looked like a tweaker to me. She looked like a tweaker to me. I mean, all that twitching in the mouth. I mean, the only other people I know whose mouths look like that were people who might have had surgery on their lips or who've had a stroke. I don't know what's going on in this whole region here with Christine, but it sure looked like a tweaker. So I'm going to say they might be in a love triangle too, Julie and Christine and that needle, because she said she was in the old place. Well, he said she was in the old place where Martha Stewart was in jail, and that it was really just a camp. So I'm quite sure drugs can come in and out of there. And I don't know. Christine looked like she came out high. She looked like she came out high. It was a lot going on. She was jumping all over him. It wasn't twerking, but it did sure look like some tweaking. Woo! But let's get into it. Let's really, really get into it. So first we got to talk about Hope and Arthur. Arthur, the triangle man with the triangle on his face. And finally he getting out. He got out this episode. Freedom, freedom, freedom. That's what my backdrop's going to be. Freedom, because everybody's out now. Everybody is out. Freedom. They tasting that nice, clean, fresh, free air. Now we get to see, is everybody going to be able to stay out of prison? Are they really reformed? And when we talk about Hope and Arthur, remember, Arthur was the one that was in for 4 years for theft, evading the police, and car theft and everything like that. But we found out in this episode that he really has done in and out of prison for a total of 10 years. So he's been in there a long time, 10 years of his life. This last stint was 4 years, but I guess robbing is his thing. That's his thing. He likes to rob people, steal cars. He said the last time he went in, he had robbed somebody, and then he was meeting up with somebody to give them their cut of the robbery, and then he ended up robbing that guy. Woo! This ought to be a lesson to a lot of people. Don't hang around no thieves. Do not hang around people who rob you. Don't let them in your house because they're going to rob you too. I'm telling you, they're going to rob you. But when he finally got dropped off by the minivan from the prison, both Hope and that mama was running to him like, who I'm going to hug first? Who I'm going to hug first? He had to hug both of them first. I mean, I know we're watching the Olympics right now. Track and field should be coming on this week. But the track and field race between Hope and that mama was on and popping when Arthur came out that minivan, because they was running to him like, I'm your woman. You better hug me first. And Arthur did the politically correct thing. He hugged them both at the same time. There you go, Arthur. You done learned something in prison. You have learned something in prison, because that mama almost ran Hope over. I still don't know why the mama really hate Hope so much. It's still over because Hope cheated on Arthur while he was in prison and slept with another man? Come on now. You talking about Arthur being in prison for 4 years, in and out for the last 10 years, and you really mad at this woman because she had a little weak point where she slipped up and fell on somebody's penis, and you so mad at him? I tell you, the first thing Arthur said he wanted to do, he said, I need to go see me some chicken wings. All these prisoners, as soon as they get out, that's what they want to do. They want to go eat. So they went and got them some chicken wings. I don't know, that food didn't look too good. I was looking at them yams that somebody ordered, and I like my yams to look golden, like, I don't know if the word is golden, but rich looking. Those yams looked pale. They didn't look good, y'all. They didn't look good. I don't know. Maybe it's a difference between candied yams and regular yams. Those look like some yams where they just might have peeled it and put it in a little bowl versus, really putting the brown sugar and the butter on it and the cinnamon, I don't know. Them yams didn't look too good. I don't know where the heck they went. But all a long time, they're sitting here having this little dinner, this little soul food dinner. And all Arthur can think about is all that ass that Hope got. So he likes her. He likes her. Last week I was saying, I hope Arthur likes what he sees. I really do. Because that outfit that Hope had on was a hot mess, a hot pink mess. But he liked it. He said, I like all that ass. Hope is just the way I like her, thick. I think he called her a juicy. That was his word. Hope is juicy, just like I like her. Well, you know what? That's all that matters. As long as he likes it, hey, I'm happy. And he said, you got any panties on? When Hope was getting up in that truck, he was like, do you have any panties on? Because we can get it on and cracking right now. No, you can't. You can't get it on and cracking because your mama ain't taking you out her sight. That mama is holding on. That mama was like, are you going to come back with me? Are you coming back with me, Arthur, to Las Vegas? Or are you going to be hanging around with this woman in this truck in the back of a cab? And Arthur said, I'm going with Hope because Hope ain't got no panties on. That mama should have known. Come on now, mama. What you think your grown son who just got out of prison is going to do? You think he really going to go with you, or he going to go with Hope with no panties on? Girl, that mama was delusional. And she was mad, though. Her feelings was hurt. And then, she was laying the guilt trip on Arthur, talking about, I done did this for you. I did this for you. I stuck by you. Your brothers and sisters, you haven't seen your brothers and sisters in this many years. You need to come home and see them and everything. And she was putting the guilt trip on Arthur so bad, Arthur started crying, y'all. Started crying. The tough prisoner, started crying. He said, I saw the pain on his mama's face. And everything his mama had been through since he's been out of prison. And he cried and he cried and they hugged and he cried it out. But in the end, he's still going with Hope with no panties on. He cried and gave his mama a hug. But he said, Mama, I love you, Mama. I know you did the best you can. Maybe you weren't consistent as I would have hoped you were coming to see me in prison. Maybe you didn't send me as much money as I thought. Maybe you didn't write me or call me. Neither did my brothers and sisters. But Mama, I still love you. I love you, Mama, and I'm going to give you a hug, and it tears me up to see you like this. But in the end, Mama, I got to go with Hope with no panties on. And Hope sat there and looked at that mama and said, told you I was going to win. Told you I was going to win. And that mama looked and said, that outfit did it. The outfit worked. Last week when Hope was saying I had to look good for Arthur, and she showed up in this outfit with the pink hair, the mama looked her up and down as to say, this outfit don't look good, but it looks good enough because in the end, that son chose Hope. And they rode off in that truck with a bed in the back, and they going to do what grown folks do. And the mama's going to be flying back on the road, wherever she going, back to Vegas all by herself. And if I guess maybe at one time or another, I guess Arthur can go visit her. I thought you was on parole and you couldn't leave the state, but maybe Arthur's getting out with no parole, because she said the mama was saying he had a choice. So for him to have a choice, he's got to not be on parole. So he made his choice. The pink lady with no panties on. I mean, I could have told you that. I mean, if we were sitting here and we was betting some money, I would have cleaned up because I already knew between the two what he would end up choosing, at least for now. We'll see how it goes. Even he had to say, hey, me and Hope, we got to get to know each other. We really don't know each other. And we got to spend some time together to see if this thing between us can last a lifetime, because Arthur has said this is the woman he wants to spend the rest of his life with. The rest of his life. He's just not really here to do it like True was over there doing, hitting and quitting and leaving, Arthur's over here talking about stick your tongue out. I want to rip off your clothes. Their chemistry is fire, though. I got to admit, the chemistry between Arthur and Hope feels real. It really, really feels weird, as opposed to when we're going to get over there to True and Shante. They ain't got no chemistry. None. What they actually got mama-son chemistry. I don't know if Shante and True are the same age, but I get mama-son vibes from True and True and Shante, to be honest with you. But anyway, so yeah, they end up riding off in the truck. That mama was shading Hope, talking about why he want to sleep back there. That's about the same size as a jail cell. Don't you want to be in a house and spread out? No, he don't need to be in no house spread out. He need Hope's legs spread out. That's what he needs. But who knows? That mama, she feeling something. You know, mama's always got good instincts, and that mama may not just be hating and being jealous. She may also have some additional information on Hope that will Hope be able to stick with Arthur, or is Arthur going to get his heart broken? Because Arthur seems hooked right now. He really does. Maybe that mama know more about Hope than we know. I guess we're going to have to find out. I don't know, but I think Hope would love to have somebody on the road with her, because you always hear truck drivers that, you know, sometimes they get lonely on the road. Sometimes they want company. It's good to have somebody to be on the road with when you're a truck driver and you going cross country or whatever you're doing. And even Arthur said that prison was lonely. He said he was lonely. So I could really see how these two could come together, because Arthur said a prison is a lonely, lonely place. And I'm quite sure Hope has some loneliness on the road when she's driving. And maybe that will be what keeps them together. Really, really, really. I hope it works out. You know, I love to see love win. I love to see love win. I love when people find a person that they can coexist with, have fun. It ain't always gonna be peaches and cream and gravy and strawberries and flowers. No, it's not. But if you can find your person where you can have a good time the majority of the time, not all the time. They used to say 80-20 rule, 80% fun, 20% bad, but shoot, nowadays you might need to settle for 70-30. You might need to settle for 70-30, 70% happiness, 30% drama, because even 80-20 might be too much these days. All the stuff going on in the world now, all the pressures on relationships. So I hope that these two can find their way together. Because they seem like they in love. They really do seem like they in love. I mean, they got a better chance than any other relationship. Shoot, what is the success rate of relationships these days? 50-50? What's the divorce? 50%? So honestly, do I think their chances are 50-50? I do. I think their chances are 50-50. Especially if you get that triangle removed from his forehead. If he get that triangle removed from his forehead, I think life can be a whole lot easier for them. But we're going to move on to the next couple who I do not believe has a 50-50 chance. Absolutely not. And that's Kim and Joey. And that's because both of them are coming to this relationship with way too much baggage. Kim is a hot mess. In fact, she need to get some pink hair, because if we're going to use pink hair to be the symbolism of a hot mess, then Kim need to dye her hair too. Maybe she can dye in the same color as whatever fingernail polish she getting this week. Because let me tell you, Joey has already heard some stuff about Kim was hugged up with some man, some light-skinned man. I knew right then and there it had to be a black man. Because I don't think they refer to white people as light-skinned. So it had to be a black man who was light-skinned. Or as we say in the hood, light-skinned it. But Kim said, I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I was taking a picture with this other person and it looked like it was innocent. Yeah, we was hugging, but we really wasn't hugging each other. It was three people hugging. So she got out of that mess. She did get out of that mess. And I believed her. I said, okay, Kim, I'm going to give you a pass. But the minute I gave her a pass from what Joey was trying to accuse her of, or whoever's trying to set her up, whether it's her ex-husband or her current husband, because like I said, she already married. She's still married. She says that in the state of, I think they're in North Carolina, she says you have to be living separately for 12 months before you can even get a divorce. Ooh, that's because that's kind of like the South, real, right? North Carolina, is that considered? It's not really considered the South, right? What is that considered? 12 months you have to be separated from the house, living somewhere separately. That might be tough these days because sometimes people want to break up, but they can't really move out. They can't afford to move out. That's the big thing now. You got couples living together, but not really together because the cost to move out is too high. So I don't know what them people going to do. If you really can't get no separate place to live, but you still want a divorce, what do you do? What do you do? What if you got to sell that house before you can afford to move somewhere else? What if y'all bought a house together, you married, and now you want to get a divorce, but in order for you to move, you need to sell the house so you guys can split the proceeds so you can afford somewhere to move. How the heck do you do that? I tell you, divorce is costly. Divorce is not just costly, not because you don't filing for a divorce. Shoot, that's cheap. I think you can go down to the courthouse and spend $400 and get a divorce, if you don't have no big assets. If you don't need a lawyer or nothing like that. But divorce is the biggest cause of loss of wealth in a family. So, even black family, white family, because what you essentially have done is you doubled everything. You've doubled your housing. And let me tell you something. Housing is the biggest expense for most people. It used to be a day where housing was only 30% of your expenses. That's what the banks used to qualify you for. Oh, we don't want your mortgage to be any more than 30% of your income. And they would limit your mortgage on your house to 30%. Well, they had to change that. They have to go up now all the way up to 50%. Because housing is high as hell. That's what these presidential candidates need to be talking about in this presidential election, the cost of housing. Because housing is now taking 50, 60% of some people's money. It's a lot of money. So imagine you now get divorced and you got to double that. You got to maintain two different households. I don't know, y'all. That's expensive. You might be better off coming up with an arrangement to live with your ex in a house. I have a girlfriend who did it. I ain't gonna lie. I remember I came over her house. And I heard somebody in a back room. I knew she was, she lived in the house and she had her daughter there. And I heard somebody in the back house. I said, "Oh, you got some company?" And she said, "No, that's my daughter's father." And I said, "What?" I said, "I didn't know y'all got back together." And she's like, "No, we didn't get back together. We just sharing housing." And they was really mature enough to do it. And she said, "Yeah, it works out best for us. He has his backspace there. He's there for my daughter. We live here, but we're not in a relationship. He has relationships. I have relationships. And it's not a problem." And I was like, you know what? This is some grown up shit right here. This is some grown up shit. So you have the daughter who's able to have both her mom and dad in the house. They're able to financially provide. And it was working out. It was working out, y'all. We need to come up with some other alternatives because this idea of all these separate houses, I don't know. I think this is keeping people broke. I really do. I think it's keeping people broke. I think people need to learn how to get along so they can save some money. I think people need to learn how to get along with somebody, so we can save some money on this housing cost. But anyway, I'm all off topic, right? I'm supposed to be talking about messy Kim. So when did the mess start happening? When did she spill the mess? Like I said, I had gotten over the messiness she had when she was supposedly hugged up with some light-skinned dude. But next thing I know, she going to get her nails done at her cousin's nail salon. She go, "Girl, I got something to tell you." And Tatum says, "What? What you got to tell me?" She looking scared. She said, "You remember Joey?" And Tatum looks, "Not Joey from high school." She said, "Yeah, Joey from high school." She said, "No." She says, "I'm already mad." I know she is mad. Now, even though this was high school, long ago high school, she said, "I'm still mad you dating a boy from my high school." Let me say, girl code is a lifetime. Girl code lasts a lifetime. Y'all got girl code with your friends. Can your friends go out with one of your exes? And if they can go out with one of your exes, When is the expiration date? Can they go out with an ex you dated last year? Can they go out with an ex you dated 5 years ago? Or can they not go out with any of your exes? Do you have an expiration date on when your girlfriends could go out with one of your exes? Well, Tatum didn't have no expiration date. And she was like, you went out with Joey from high school? And then Tatum was asking some good questions. Well, let me ask you this. You like him now. He getting paroled to your house now. Did you like him back in high school? And she said, I sure did. Woo, right then and there. I know Tatum wanted to stab her with that cuticle remover. I know she wanted to stab her with it or throw some acetone, nail polish remover, something, gel polish, something in Kim's face. She wanted to do it. And then Kim went low, messy and said, not only did I like him, girl, he cheated on you with me in my daddy's basement. I told you Kim be using that daddy. Last week I said Kim is a user and she likes to hang out with bad boys, and then she go over here and use her daddy for stuff. So now we find out she used her daddy to do her little dirty deeds down in his basement. Remember that daddy last week was talking about how he's mad at Joey because he believes Joey stole his dirt bike out his garage, and Joey needs to confess, and Joey needs to apologize, and Joey needs to give him $1,600 for that dirt bike he stole. Well, you know who I think helped Joey? Kim. That's what I think. Because that daddy was like, Joey knew when I was going to be gone. And when he came and got that dirt bike, it was when I was gone. And let me tell you who told Daddy, are you listening? Are you listening and watching me? You know who told Joey you were going to be gone? Kim. I'm telling you. She's a hot mess. But Tatum was upset. Like I said, Tatum was mad. She was like, wonderful. You know, when you start telling people wonderful, you don't really mean it. You don't really mean it's wonderful. You mean wonderful. I'm glad you finally told me who you are so I know how to deal with you going forward. Wonderful. I got it. That's what the wonderful means. Wonderful don't mean wonderful. I love it. Wonderful means wonderful. I'm so happy I finally know exactly who you are so I can treat you accordingly. And here go Kim over here talking about, well, Tatum, you know, I know you think Joey's just going to be the same old Joey, stealing, lying, thieving, doing drugs. But, you know, people can change. My question to you, Kim, is can you change? We need to forget about can Joey change. We wondering, can you change? Because it seemed like you done had some dirty, low down ways since you was back in high school. And you ain't done a bit of changing. A bit of it. So they deserve each other. Kim and Joey. You know, a lot of these love after lockup, we be feeling sorry for the women, saying don't get with these inmates, or we get you know, feel sorry for the people on the outside saying, "Ooh, these inmates gonna take advantage of you," blah blah blah. But let me tell you right now, Kim, I ain't gonna feel sorry for her. In fact, in a lot of ways, Kim is taking advantage of Joey. Be honest with you, because this is what Kim likes to do. She like mess. She likes a whole lot of mess. But we're going to move on to Zeruiah and Troy, the high-speed chase with the pastor and the bishop. Are those her birth parents? Because she doesn't... I wonder if both of them are her birth parents, because I saw her brother. Her brother actually looks a lot like her parents. And Zeruiah does look like the mom, but I wonder if the dad is Zeruiah's daddy. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't really matter, but I did start thinking about it. When I saw the brother, I was like, wait a minute. I never thought about it last week. I said, you know what? I don't know. Unless it's some kind of gene recession where, you know, the skin complexion skipped over a generation and hit Zeruiah. But talk about a high-speed chasing Troy with the PO officer. Zeruiah should have been doing a high-speed getaway. She should have been a runaway bride. Because now the bishop and the first lady done told her, you don't need to be with this man. Then we got Zeruiah's sister who said, you don't need to be with this man. Now we got the tarot card reader saying, you don't need to be with this man. This is not going to bring you no happiness, girl. This is going to bring you more sorrow, more pain, more hurt. But instead of her being on her own high speed getaway and running the opposite way, she running after Troy. Woo, she don't listen to nobody. Like I told you before, Zeruiah doesn't listen to anyone. She's gonna have good, wise counsel from several people, several different people, from the bishop to the first lady to her sister to the tarot card reader, and she not listening to anybody, no one. Last week I was talking about that daddy switching with his handkerchief, talking about he going to the prayer closet. This week when he saw his daughter, he goes, "Ooh, you done got on your cat suit. You look good, girl. You got your hair did." And I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Is that how a daddy talks to his daughter? You got your cat suit on looking good and you done got your hair did?" When I combine that with the switching and the handkerchief last week, y'all, I don't know what I'm dealing with. I do not know what I'm dealing with. But I don't know. My instincts is going a little bit, it's getting raised up here. It's going to get raised up. So we got Zeruiah, it didn't listen to the tarot card reader. The tarot card reader basically told her, you're going to be in divorce, girl. Is it going to be marriage or divorce? The tarot card reader said divorce. It's going to be in divorce. I mean, anytime you get with a man, anytime you get with your husband who's in jail, cellmate, I don't really know how you think that's going to last. How do you think that's going to last, Zeruiah? You looking in love in all the wrong places. She said all she wants is a regular family with a regular life. Zeruiah keeps saying she want a regular family and a regular life, but she keep dating prisoners. Prisoners. How can you be walking around talking about I want a regular family with a regular life, but you do everything you can to look for an irregular life? Girl, love after lockup, dating a prison person, dating a prisoner cellmate is not regular. That's irregular. So what's stopping you from having a regular life? You a PK child. How much more regular can you get? How much more regular can you get unless she a PK child and the daddy is, and that's irregular. And she like, can I just have a regular family? I don't know what she looking for, but she looking for it all the wrong places. Now she all heartbroken, crushed. Now I guess she rethinking things. Girl, you should have gone to the tarot card reader before you got married. If now all of a sudden you getting scared, why didn't you go to your tarot card reader before you got married? Now all of a sudden you listen to the tarot card reader. You already married. She go backwards. She's backwards. That's what I'm saying. Zeruiah, she thick-headed. She real thick-headed. People who are thick-headed, let me tell you something. People who are thick-headed, it takes a long time for them to learn, and they learn the hard way. It's a hard life. People who don't listen and who only learn by hitting their hard heads on the wall, they end up having a long life, long, hard life, because they never learn by watching. By watching other people do the wrong thing. They don't learn from wise counsel. The only way they learn is from them doing it and hitting their head on the wall. You ever have a child like that? You tell a child, don't touch the hot stove. That stove is hot. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. You run up to them. You grab their hand. No, don't touch it. You're going to hurt yourself. You smack their hands sometimes. Don't touch that. No. You try to teach them no. But they don't listen. They got to be the kid that they go up to the stove, they touch it, and then once their fingers is sizzling, then they learn. But by then, they got sizzled fingers because they don't listen. That's Zeruiah. Zeruiah's hard-headed. Maybe that's what that hairstyle she got, because that hairstyle looked like a helmet. Maybe that hairstyle looked like a helmet, and maybe that's covering that hard hat she got on her head, because she got a hard head. I don't know what was going on with them chasing that parole officer. We still don't know. Ooh, Troy was mad. He was like, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Where are you taking me? It looks like they took him to some doggone courtroom. I hope he don't get put back in jail. He was supposed to be free coming out the door, but they were like, no, I'm coming to pick you up and taking you someplace else. And Troy was like, I don't know where they taking me. Where are they taking me? I don't know. But it was a high-speed chase with Zeruiah, the brother, the bishop, and the first lady. And the bishop said, free him now, freedom. Y'all don't have him. Turn them back over to us. And Zeruiah said, because she been incarcerated too, right along with Troy. Zeruiah, it ain't the same thing. Voluntary incarceration versus forced incarceration. Troy is forced to be incarcerated because he committed a crime. You talking about you mentally incarcerated. Well, you done chose to be with the man. She don't take no responsibility. So she been mentally incarcerated. Well, you chose to be with him. You incarcerated yourself, girl. Ooh. She said she been mentally incarcerated all this time. She hadn't been able to go nowhere in the house with friends all the time. What's she talking about? She act like she under house arrest. Girl, Zeruiah, hard-headed, like I said. Hard-headed. And you know also who knows hard-headed? Shante. We know Shantae's hard-headed because we already see the scenes coming up next month where she crying, talking about everybody warned me, everybody told me. So it looked like she gonna hit her hard head too and realize that this wasn't the relationship for her. Like I told you guys last week, Shante want a phone relationship. Shante really doesn't even want to be in a real relationship. She over here hecka scared of being with True sexually. Shante was very, very comfortable with having a phone relationship, being able to say she got a man, sending her man some money. She does not want to really have all this sex that True wants to have, but she did it anyway. But I guess he hit it and quit it. But ooh, that girl, she was scared the whole time. He was so happy to be out, but all he could talk about was sex. He was like, we're gonna get in the bathtub together. We're gonna take a bubble bath. We're gonna get clean. And Mama Shante was like, we both can't fit in there. Girl, you can fit in there if you sit on his lap. If you sit on his lap, you can fit in there. Shante act like the mama or the auntie. I know they're around the same age, but I'm telling you, True has been stuck at 17. He went in at 17, and I think even though he did 13 years, I think he's coming out at about the age of 20. He really only mentally matured 3 years. That's what I think. He said he said he used to take his freedom for granted, but he don't take it for granted no more. He said he is in awe of everything. It's like watching the world through a little kid. True was like, ooh, gum. Look at this gum. We couldn't have gum in prison. He's chewing on that gum, and then Mama Shante was like, don't be eating all that gum. You gonna get that gum on my furniture. Ooh, Shante gonna mama him to death. She gonna mama him to death. He said he didn't care that he's on parole. So I guess he got about a couple of years of parole, maybe 3 years of parole. He said he ain't scared of it because he gonna do whatever he want to do too. True had already told us he got problems with authority. Well, he gonna have problems with Shante because she's authority too. Shante like a mama authority. He said he ain't scared of no parole. He gonna do whatever he want to do anyway. He said as long as I ain't breaking no laws, then they not gonna bother me. True, I hope you don't end up back in prison. Because that's some 20-year-old thinking right there. Like I said, he ain't really matured. He's 30, but he got the mindset of somebody under 21. That's for sure. He said he ain't scared. He ain't scared of no parole officer. He said when he was in prison, folks was trying to kill him there. He said people try to kill me in prison. People didn't like me in prison. A lot of people come out of prison. They all paranoid and everything like that. They got to adjust to, civilian life and whatever you call it, life on the outside. And Troy said, I ain't going to be like that. I'm going to adjust real well, Shante bought him a whole bunch of fancy clothes. He went in the bathroom, changed his clothes, and they was matching. Down they white and they burgundy, or they're white and they red. I was wondering why she bought him that rag. I'm from California. Red rags, blue rags. These rags mean things, I was wondering, is that rag a certain color back where they are? And if so, why are you buying them that color? I don't know. That ain't nothing to be buying no person come out of prison in LA. Don't be buying them no colored rags. Nope, 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 nope. Shouldn't be doing that. But hey, maybe she just bought it to have a little spot of color. I don't know. Anybody know what that color means? Is that gang affiliated? Burgundy? Because it's not red. It wasn't red, I don't think. I think it was burgundy. And they was matching. I don't know. She said she done spent $2,500 on this man to get him these fits, so he looks good on his spit, so he come out looking good, fresh and clean and all white. And they spending money. They going in the sex stores, spending money. They going to eat. Shante bringing out her credit card, and lo and behold, we done found out Shante done lost her job, but she don't want to tell the truth. So you over here renting Airbnbs. Why you need an Airbnb that big? Girl, you could have just gone and got you a Motel 6, paid your $59.95 a night. You need to spend all that money on no Airbnb. Shante be trying to front. I'm going to tell you right now, Shante tries to front. She tries to pretend she's more than what she is. Like, she tries to impress people, and mainly may be true, because she's broke, ain't got no money. She's spending $2,500 on him, using her savings, her credit cards. She goes, gets this big old fancy Airbnb with 3 bedrooms. Why you need a 3-bedroom Airbnb, Shante, and act like you got all this money going to a sex store, buying a bunch of sex toys you don't even want to use? Why are you fronting like this, Shante? Why are you trying to pretend like you balling like this, and we now found out you broke and lost your job and you living off savings? For a man who just got out of prison, who is 30 years old but act like he's 20. And when they went to go eat, he didn't even know how to use no knife and fork. Wait a minute now, True. When you went in, you was 17. You didn't know how to use a knife and fork. He looking at the knife talking about, what kind of knife is this? What? You didn't know what kind of knife that was at 17 when you went in? Was you 17 or 7 months? Because this don't make no sense, True. This don't make no sense. All True worried about is, he said, I ain't masturbated. And then he said, in over a week. He said he ain't been with no woman in 13 years. And he made sure, he said, Shante, I hope you ain't been masturbating. Shante was like, no, I haven't done anything for, I don't know how long she said, 5 years or something. I don't know what Shante said. I don't think Shante been masturbating. I tell you, Shante, like she said, she's not very experienced sexually, but I don't think Shante done a lot of stuff. Shante ain't ready for no real, ain't trying to have the kind of relationship True want to have. True gonna be going back with them white girls. Remember, True said this the first black girl he ever been with, and I already can see right now he gonna dump Shante for a white girl. I see it coming. I see it coming. But I ain't gonna be mad at him, because Shante, in a lot of ways, is also catfishing and tricking True. Because I already said she kind of catfishing with them pictures, and now I feel like she catfishing them with her money. She trying to pretend like she got a lot of money to lure True in, and she really ain't got a lot of money. So, you know, she playing tricks on him too. She playing tricks on him. And when they went to that sex toy place and they was looking at the flowers and the edible powder, True started talking about, oh, I ain't been with no woman in 13 years. Since he was 17. And then, lordy, he drops the bombshell that he been with 22 females. 22 females? Wait a minute. Let me do the math. You said you have not had sex since you were 17. But in that time of being sexually active, you had sex with 22 females? When? First of all, when did you start having sex? Even if you say you started having sex at 15, I don't know, 2 years, that's 10 women a year. That's like a different woman every month. Or are you telling me you start having sex earlier? Lord, this is too much. This is too much. And who were you having sex with, True? If you started having sex that young, were you having also with younger girls or older women? My bet is that he was having sex with older girls, older women. That's my bet. What's y'all bet? When True was being this sexually active with 22 women before the age of 17, do you believe it was with 22 girls his age, all under the age of 18, which would technically be, isn't that considered the R word? Or do you think he was doing it with older women? I want to say it's older women, because the more I live, the more I hear about men losing their virginity to older women, older girls, older girls, older women. Even now in these schools and stuff, these girls are more sexualized than the boys. It'd be the girls who start pushing boys into having sex sooner than even some of the boys even want to have sex. It's the girls. So I believe that when True starts talking about he had sex with 22 females by the age of 17, my guess is that it was with older women. What's y'all's guess? You think it was with girls his age? You think he was really having sex with girls his age? I think it was probably with older women. That's what I think, teaching him some stuff. And yeah, I know he been in prison for 13 years and he ready to get his groove on. But something tells me that True is also probably really over-sexualized. He started talking about what goes on in prison, how the prison inmates, the guards, the nurses, all these people be talking about, let me touch you, let me see what you got, drop your pants. And he tried to act like it was other people. He act like it was the nurses doing it to other inmates. It was him too. It was him too. Because I think he was used to being with older women. And when he was in prison at the age of 17, 18 years old, once again, he was probably dropping his pants and having older women touch his thing. That's what I believe. Every prisoner coming out of prison, they need to give them counseling. Because some of the reasons why these people got in prison, they need to have some mental health counseling, or they need to give it to them in prison. One of the two. I don't know when they give it to them, but they need to. Let's make that part of prison reform. Since we're starting to talk about the things of this presidential election, maybe part of prison reform is that every inmate in prison should come with a mental health counselor the whole time you're in prison. The whole time. You do 13 years, you get 13 years of therapy. Let's talk about it. Why don't we do that? Because we already know everybody needs therapy. People in prison and even people like me out of prison. We all need therapy. So we might as well start giving it to them in therapy so that when they come out, maybe they'll be in a better mental health position. That's what I say. Can Kamala Harris and what's that other man running for president, Trump, can they both put that on their agenda? Mental health counseling for prisoners in prison? Maybe I need to be president. But anyways, we got Shante scared of True. She said she ain't ready for all this freaky deakiness. She said this feel like a date that won't end. She was talking to herself, talking about, bitch, get it together. Get it together, girl. It's only the first date. We got a long ride. Shante ain't gonna make it. Shante is not gonna make it on this ride called True. She gonna need to get off this ride. She already talking about he gone early in the morning. She gonna want him gone because Shante can't handle True. You can see it already. She in over her head. She gonna try to be mama. She gonna try to be mama to True, and it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. She ain't ready for what he want to do. She ain't gonna work. She just ain't ready for it. She over here trying to be a mama to him, and True trying to live his best life. True ain't ready for no mama. He want what he had before he got in, them 22 women. That's what he looking for. We see this episode next week where all of a sudden he gives her $1,000 and talk about Shante was after his money because she broke. He about to find out real soon that Shante been lying to. She broke. She ain't got no job. She living off her savings and credit cards. But she too busy over here trying to front. Shante, why are you doing this, girl? Why are you doing this? You don't need to be doing this. You really be yourself. Be yourself. Stop sending fake pictures to prison inmates and stop trying to act like you got a whole lot of money and you don't. It ain't worth it, girl. And stop trying to act like you down with the freaky deaky because you ain't down with that either. You want a missionary style, maybe once or twice a month. Be honest. Be honest. Who else ain't being honest? Christine. I don't believe it, y'all. She been getting high in that prison camp. She been getting high. She got that twitch. That's that tweaker twitch. I don't trust it. I do not trust it. And Julian, what is he, a marketing exec? He gonna get fired from his job. He better be careful. He sound like he got a good job. He better be careful dealing with this bank robbery person. Did y'all hear her story? How she was robbing banks? She got 5.5 years from robbing a bank. She said her boyfriend introduced her to the needle. That's how she became a tweaker and started, getting hooked on everything. And then she couldn't support her habit and his habit. So that's how she started robbing banks. So she realized there was a loophole in the bank robbery that you didn't even need no weapon. You didn't need no gun. All you have to do is hand them a note, say, give me all your money, hundreds and fifties, and they got to just give you all their money. So that's what she did. And then she got away with it. She said, did nobody catch her? She wasn't caught. She probably didn't have no record. She didn't have no face recognition. She was, she wasn't really on the radar. She got away with it. She's like, oh, this is too good to be true. So next thing you know, she went back and robbed another bank, and finally they caught up with her and threw her ass in jail. Threw her in jail. That's the first time she went in. Then she got out of jail, and she running red lights and not passing drug test. And she got put back in jail for a parole violation. And Julian over here thinking that when she didn't pass the drug test, it was because she had marijuana in her system. Julian, he naive. He's naive. That's not what got her put back in prison when she ran that light and she didn't pass her drug test. It wasn't for marijuana, Julian. It's what we're seeing right here. It's for heroin or meth. One of the two. I don't know which one it is. I think it's meth. Let's be honest. That's what it is. Meth. Tweaker. Julian's naive. He keeps talking about Christine is out of his league unless she was in prison. What? A tweaker is out of your league, Julian? Man, go get you some self-esteem. They call that cupcake. He called that Camp Cupcake. That's where Martha Vineyard stayed. Well, them cupcakes had some laced with something. It was some special cupcakes. Yeah, they were serving cupcakes up in there because Christine looked like she came out high as a kite. High as a kite. Their love story is kind of interesting. Julian said he's a writer, and what he decided to do was start writing prison inmates to do a little bit of, research. And then next thing you knew, he fell in love with Christine. And Christine started sending him salacious notes talking about, I'm right now here in prison making out with my cellmate. Because Christine thought that's what he wanted to hear. Some dirty, nasty stories. She thought, I got this little weird old man that wants to hear dirty, nasty stories from the prison. I'm going to tell him some dirty, nasty stories. I'm making out with my prison cellmate. And then Julian was offended. Oh my goodness. Let me clutch my pearls. This is not what I'm writing you for, Christine. He says, I'm interested in a real story. And then Christine was like, I guess I got me a different kind of man. You cut from a different cloth. And then that began their love story. Christine gonna rob this man, Julian, like she robbed that bank. And she only got $10,000. But I guess you know what? Hey, $10,000 for 10 years of your life. Your life only worth $1,000 a year. Your freedom is only worth $1,000 a year. She said she still got to pay back all the banks. She owed $10,000. That's all you got, $10,000. She an atheist, he a Pentecostal. These two ain't gonna make it. Where's the tarot card reader? So maybe the tarot card reader can tell Julian and Christine the same thing she done told Zeruiah over there. Y'all ain't gonna make it. Y'all are not gonna make it. And when we was over there talking about True had a body count of 22 since the age of 17, it's the complete opposite of Julian. Julian said his body count is 3. 3. How old is Julian? He got to be in his 30s. He said 3. He said it was a girlfriend, his ex-wife, and then also Kim. Makes 3. What's Christine's body count? It's a whole lot more because she was probably having sex for drugs. Sex for drugs. But she all over him, twerking. The tweaker is twerking. The tweaker is twerking all over him. Tomorrow, you my knight in shining armor. She all over him, kissing all over him. She's so super excited. She's overly excited. Her mouth is twitching. Her lips are twitching. Ooh. Then she said, well, I want to apologize for all this weight I done gained. She says, but I'm going to lose it. He said, good, because I'm going to help you lose it. Ooh. Uh-oh, Julian. What? You don't like that 30 pounds she gained? She said the women come out. What she said the saying is the men come out buffed and the women come out like buffalo. That was funny. I never heard that before. She said she gonna lose these 30 pounds. I hope you lose it the right way, Kim. I hope you don't lose it by getting on drugs and losing it that way, because that's a whole nother weight loss plan. Don't get on that weight loss plan going back to the needle. Because like I tell you, right now, my antennas are up and I'm really, really suspicious over Kim. I don't like it, y'all. I do not like it at all. So yeah, I ain't got good vibes about Julian and Christine. I really don't have good vibes. No, I don't have no good vibes about Shante and True. They ain't gonna make it. Zeruiah and Troy ain't gonna make it. Kim and Joey ain't gonna make it. The only couple I really actually all I can see making it is Hope and Arthur. Unless Hope turned out to be unless Hope ain't got rid of her cheating ways, then she gonna mess over Arthur, and then Arthur gonna have to run back to his other girlfriend, which is his mama. That's the only thing I can see that could happen. But I'm enjoying this season, y'all. Hope y'all enjoying it too. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments, and I will talk to y'all later. Okay, bye.